Introducing founder, CEO of BRINC, Blake Resnick.
Welcome. Thank you all for being here. We have an incredibly exciting announcement to make today, but I figured it would make sense to just start with a little bit of context about how we got here. On October 1st of 2017, I got a call from my best friend. He told me that he started hearing gunshots along the Las Vegas Strip and asked me where I was. And I learned over the course of the next couple of hours that the deadliest mass shooting in American history had just occurred in my hometown. And this was an event that changed my life, as it did for many others in my community. And it's what initially got me thinking that maybe there was a place for modern technology in the hands of first responders to help them respond to these types of events. So this was in my head for a while. Eventually, I decided I wanted to do something about it. So I went on Google and looked up the phone number of Vegas Metro, and I cold called them. Amazingly, I got through to some folks in the SWAT team, and they agreed to have lunch with me. And we started just having a conversation about the events of October 1 initially, but a little bit later about the rest of their job. You know, the hostage situations and barricades and high-risk warrant searches that they have to deal with every day. And I walked away from that meeting thinking, if they just had a tool to get eyes and ears in places that would be dangerous to send a person, that is a capability that would save lives for them regularly. Not just in active shooter events, but in a wide array of different emergency response missions. And I thought I could build it. So I went back to my garage, or honestly more like my mom's kitchen at the time, which she never liked, but I did anyway. And I started engineering the first versions of what became the Lemur drone. So after a couple of months, I had a version of this that I personally thought was really good and I was proud of. So I reached back out to the SWAT team, told them that I pretty much built what we were talking about and I'd love to meet with them and show it off. So they agreed. I went with high hopes, started flying this around, lost the audience almost immediately, and then for the next hour and a half just got sort of verbally disassembled by a SWAT team, which was not fun. They didn't like pretty much anything I built, honestly. So some of the members of the team sort of walked off pretty early. Not ideal, but a couple of the members stuck around and started kind of teaching me what I did wrong. One moment that was kind of memorable is when I was flying around this drone, when I still had the crowd, this is maybe when I lost him, one of the officers grabbed a towel, walked up to the aircraft while it was midair, slapped it out of the sky, again in front of this crowd. It landed on its back, and he explained to me kind of tersely that this is going to happen in the first 5 minutes of their first SWAT call out. And without the ability to flip itself over and take back off, it would be a worthless tool. So it's like, man, that's a brutal way to explain that to me, but okay. And this sort of thing just kind of kept happening. Which at the time, again, wasn't great, but I kind of look back on it fondly, because in their way, they were just teaching me what had to change on this device. So I went back, a little dejected, but also excited I was being taken seriously at all, and effectively totally re-engineered this drone, which took more time than the original engineering effort. So at this point, I fixed a lot of the problems. I thought I had something decent, reached back out to the team. They agreed to meet with me again, which was unclear if they were going to, so that was great. I showed it off. This time the demo went a little bit better. And at the end, the SWAT commander came up to me and said, you know, this is a pretty cool thing. We'd be interested in maybe testing it out on some live SWAT callouts, and you've been decent to work with, so if you're interested, we'd love to invite you along on some of those missions, and you can see if it does well or poorly and maybe keep improving it. So it started a very interesting 6-month period of my life where I basically went on call with Vegas Metro SWAT. And as I'm sure you could imagine, the beginning was kind of a learning experience, but by the end, we started affecting the way that these SWAT callouts would happen, where our drone would be able to look around inside of a structure, find someone, and then enable two-way communications. So they'd kind of use our drone like a flying cell phone. It was the first drone in the world with a two-way audio system. Or even things as simple as us being able to enter a structure, look around, and then tell the team that there wasn't anyone there. Their suspect wasn't in the house. These types of events started occurring, and once they became regular, Vegas Metro became our first customer, which to this day I'm incredibly grateful for. And since then, we've grown a lot. We work with around 400 public safety agencies globally today. We've done many thousands of SWAT callouts all over the world. But kind of what we found is, this is a tool that's not just useful for tactical response. It's useful for a wide array of public safety missions. And some of the ones that we've accomplished that I'm personally really proud of, first in Surfside, Florida, on June of 2021, we got a call telling us about an apartment building that partially collapsed. What they were worried about, though, is they had 100 first responders looking for survivors in the rubble pile, and they were worried that the still standing portion of the structure was going to collapse on them. But they didn't want to send anyone underground because that also would have risked their lives in order to do these inspections. So they were wondering if we could come out and deploy the drone in that environment, which we did successfully. And the data that we helped collect informed their decision to do a controlled demolition of the still standing portion of the building. A little bit later, in April of 22, we made a donation of almost 50 systems to Ukrainian emergency responders to help survey buildings that were hit by cruise missiles. And just this week, we had personnel and equipment in Turkey helping with the massive earthquake response in the region. So with that success on missions has come with a lot of change in the company. Like I said, we work with around 400 public safety agencies today around the world. We've raised over $80 million of venture capital, and our team is about 100 folks. So things have changed a lot from when it was just me in my mom's kitchen. With that said, though, Lemur and Lemur S still aren't perfect products. They take skill to fly. They transmit analog video. They can't look up or down. They're not NDA compliant. It's hard to share video that comes off of these devices with every member of a team. There are just a lot of features that from the beginning I really wanted to develop, but didn't have the time or capital to do. But in the last 18 months, that's kind of changed. We've grown and we haven't stopped working. So with that, I would like to introduce our next product, Lemur 2.
Forced entry of guard rear contained. Putting out Lemur patrol.
Control, SWAT 1 is 5 out. Control, SWAT's arrived. We got the inner perimeter. Containment is set. I need eyes up. Is Lemur ready?
Containment units, this is SWAT Lemur, going to be launching from the one side Bearcat.
CP copies. Patrol Lemur, hold on the 2 side.
This is SWAT Lemur, one side is clear. I'm going to be moving to the 4 side.
CP copies. Patrol Lemur, hold us on the 2 side. Find us a breach point.
We've got a breach door window, clear for breach. SWAT Lemur, positive breach. I'm going to be switching to night vision. I'm in the hallway. Is it good if I enter?
CP copies. Shoot us some F as you clear. for entry. CMT is standing by for two-way comms.
SWAT Lemur, I've got contact on 2 side. It's gonna be a white male, black t-shirt with a gun. I'm down. SWAT Lemur, I'm up. I'm gonna re-enter.
This is Elaine with the police. You can see we're not going anywhere. We're here to help.
Keep that thing away from us.
The drone can't hurt you. I'm ready for you to walk out the front door unarmed, but we'll figure it out so nobody gets hurt, all right?
This is the BRINC Lemur 2, built to go in first and establish communication, helping everyone get home safely. Welcome to the future of public safety.
So this is Lemur 2. Yeah, I like it too. So like Lemur S, this is a tool for de-escalation and looking places that you wouldn't want to send a person. So primary use cases around tactical, but use cases also in search and rescue, hazmat response, bomb EOD, and many other public safety verticals. It has a lot of incredibly exciting features. Some you just kind of got a quick peek of that I'm really excited to explain a little bit more. So from here, we'll just kind of talk about those. First of all, and this is mostly under the hood, Lemur 2 is the first product with BRINC's autonomy engine. So this is a fundamental software platform that a lot of our more advanced features are built off of. The first, and if you're a Lemur S pilot, you'll really appreciate this, is Lemur 2 has full position hold. That means you can park this anywhere in the sky, take your hands off the sticks, and it'll hold in that position for any amount of time. What's sort of unique and important, though, about this function is, number one, it works in GPS-denied conditions, so under a roof or underground, and it works in zero light conditions. So no matter where you are, position hold will be robust. So in order to make this work, we have an onboard LiDAR sensor that's capturing about 50,000 points a second. This is primarily used to power these other functions, but it generates these interesting maps as it's flying around. So we figured we would expose that to users as well. So effectively, as you're clearing a building with Lemur 2, it's generating a 3D point cloud. So you can see we've taken one of the office. This is only a couple-minute flight, by the way, which you can view in 3D or 2D to get floor plans and really understand what you're about to enter. Next, and also powered by our LiDAR sensor, is smart speed obstacle awareness. So other manufacturers build obstacle avoidance functions, and they're great because they prevent you from crashing. The problem, though, is they'll frequently also prevent you from actually searching the areas that you need to. Think about going through a window or in a collapsed building scenario. So we've taken a slightly different approach. Instead of blocking you completely from entering those types of environments, we just have the drone slowed down. So it'll prevent you from crashing at high speed, but still allow you to kind of nose your way in places that you might want to explore. Cool, so moving on to the camera payloads and sensors. First of all, big spec bump, Lemur 2 is now carrying a 4K camera. Critically though, it's no longer transmitting just analog video. This time it's transmitting full digital HD video back to your handheld controller for sort of maximum situational awareness. But we're really happy we're able to get that done. Underneath of the 4K camera is a thermal imager. So this is another big change from Lemur S. Think about situations where you might be looking for someone under blankets or in a collapsed building. Incredibly useful to be able to see their thermal signature. Across from that is a floodlight with strobe. So if you're okay being seen, you can turn that on and see in full color, even in zero light conditions. And underneath of that is a night vision illuminator. So if you want a lower visual signature, but still be able to see, you can turn that on. And this whole package can rotate a full 180 degrees up and down. What's sort of useful about this is thinking about clearing attics. That's another thing I learned on the callouts, like suspects are always in attics, right? You can easily sort of orient the drone with an attic opening and then push up fully vertically. So you can know exactly what's above the drone. You can do the same looking down. And we've also implemented this cool feature. I don't know how well you'll be able to see it from here, but no matter the attitude of the drone, our gimbal is compensating. So if you want to look in one direction, you're flying around, our gimbal will keep pointing in that direction. And then you can view all of these live video feeds on board our new remote controller. So you'll see us kind of going from 4K to night vision to thermal in this view. Moving on to some of the autonomy sensors. In the front of the drone, front right, is that LiDAR scanner I've mentioned a couple times. 50,000 points a second. It's what a lot of these other features are built off of. Right underneath of that, we have sort of an AI/ML-powered tracking camera. So the way this works is it's taking videos of a room as it's flying around. It's using ML techniques to point out sort of multiple tracking points, using conventional computer vision to then track those points, and then it's fusing all of that with an IMU to basically teach the drone where it is in the world. But it is a camera, so it needs some illumination too. So we've implemented this really high-powered autonomy floodlight. So this is one of the things that is keeping you stable even in zero light conditions. But of course, you know, it wouldn't be a BRINC product or a BRINC drone without a two-way communications capability. So you'll see in the front of the drone is a microphone and a speaker system, both of which have been improved from Lemur S. This is another feature I'm personally extremely excited about. Drones, controllers, and even body-worn radios are now capable of being mesh networked together. So you think about a situation where you have to clear a large commercial building, for example. There are a dozen walls between you and the aircraft. Really hard to get a signal through in that kind of environment. With this, you no longer have to. Basically, you can send one bird a third of the way in, perch it. That'll then act as a signal repeater that allows you to send further birds deeper into the structure. This also works really well in subterranean environments. So you can actually explore where you need to without worrying so much about signal penetration. Sort of on a similar note, with Lemur S, we integrated 4G LTE into the drone for two-way comms, but we didn't connect it to our flight controller or camera systems. That has changed with Lemur 2. So now all of the live flight footage, thermal camera imagery, point clouds are being transmitted live over 4G LTE to our web app. What this means is you can go on your phone, go to brinkdrones.com, and then every single member of your team can see the footage that's coming off of this bird in low latency. So everyone can really benefit from this situational awareness that this is generating. Of course, also like Lemur S, we have the ability to push open doors and flip ourselves over after crashes. So, you know, the impact of that towel-wielding man is still being felt on our products. Thank you for that. And we've also retained a Picatinny rail, this time though with bidirectional data. So you can attach a dropper to this, carry payloads up to 1 pound, you know, packs of cigarettes, that kind of stuff in negotiations. And that's also compatible with a robot mount. So you can attach this to a robot and sort of just hitch a ride wherever you need. Cool. Okay, so switching to the remote controller, a fully new bird, brand new hardware, brand new software, same situation on the handheld remote. This has been completely re-engineered. This is basically a full-blown computer now. So it has menu bars and settings, you can change views, view live floor plans, all of that is possible. It also has an extremely bright 2500 nit screen, full touchscreen, which is compatible with tactical gloves, really nice to hold, long battery life. After the presentation, I encourage anyone interested to come and play with this a little bit. We're really proud of how it turned out. And frankly, that is just sort of scratching the surface. The number of small upgrades that we've made on this platform from Lemur S is really immense. A couple high-level ones I'll just mention quickly. Over a 20-minute flight time, hugely upgraded batteries. I think Lemur S customers will also really appreciate this. No more scrolling through a bunch of battery menus to start a charge. You just drop it into a charger, it'll start refilling. Our batteries also have capacity monitors, so you can click a button and see how much charge they have. Just hugely upgraded system. Also, despite all of the advancements with new advanced autonomy features, you can still fly this like a racing drone. You can take all of those assists away if you want to fly it like that, which we think is great. Carbon fiber reinforced frame like before, and even higher levels of water resistance than Lemur S. And critically, this hardware is all built here in America in this very facility. Fully American-made product. And also, importantly, it's NDAA compliant. So all of the electronics on board this bird are sourced either from America or our partners. Okay, again, this classic BRINC feature, we can't do a demo without a glass breaking. So if you can, under your seats, you'll find a pair of safety glasses. I'd love it if you can grab those. Probably unnecessary. There are like already a few layers of acrylic between you and the glass, but I don't know, the lawyers wanted us to do this. So throw them on and we'll show you what this thing can do. We good? All right, let's do it. Okay, we can still break glass. Yeah. You can take the glasses off now if you want. Yeah, I just saw some footage from Turkey of us doing this on a partially collapsed building, which was really meaningful to me and the team. So this is being fielded operationally quite a lot nowadays. Okay, so availability. Pre-orders start today. We'll start demos next month, and shipments will begin in Q3. So I encourage you, if any of this seemed interesting, we would love to come to your sites and deliver a live in-person demo. So you can reach out to us or go to brinkdrones.com, and we would be more than happy to come out and show you what we built. So just sincere thank you for all of you to come here. It means a lot to me and to the rest of the team. Also to the BRINC team, thank you for the huge amount of work that it took to get here. I know this was a hard product to develop and wasn't exactly a clear or straight path, but you know, we couldn't have done it without you, and I'm deeply appreciative. And to our customers and public safety in general, thank you for everything you do. We exist to serve you and your communities and to try to build technologies to make your job safer. And it's just been a pleasure working with you. So thank you all.